All right, y'all. So today's the big day to get these sweet potatoes planted. Been looking forward to this all season, right? So y'all saw me prep these beds for planting in a previous video, and so you guys know already that these are full of leaves. It has some amended soil down in here, and I'm gonna just add one more amendment at the time of planting. And y'all saw when I did this, and I haven't watered these beds since. And this soil is still nice and dark and moist, so got a lot of confidence in this. I do. I got a lot of confidence. This bed is not ready, because y'all remember. If y'all remember, this one was broken. The one that was right here is broken. It's over there. It's in the trash. This one, the one that was here, is broken. So I took I took the two that was up there. I put one here, and one is right by you guys in the camera. That one's going to be used. I don't know, either for watermelon. I'm either going to put one watermelon in there, two watermelons in there, or potatoes. Haven't Not quite sure yet. Haven't settled on it yet. But so this is the new one. I have to amend this one completely. So I have to break it up, put leaves on top for the mulch, put the amendments in, and all that other stuff. But these other 7 are ready to go. And the way that this is going to go, guys, this row right here, these 4 containers are going to be the purple, and these 4 containers are going to be the orange sweet potatoes, the Beauregard, right? So all I'm going to do now, so since these are covered with leaves, I'm going to push all the leaves to the side. I'm going to push everything to the side, and then I'm gonna add the last amendment, which is basically just some granular fertilizer, some pelleted fertilizer, and I'm gonna add that to the soil, and then I'm going to wet it in real good, and then plant the potatoes, and that's gonna be it. Everything else that we put in here should be broken down. What's up, bud? I gotta work, man. You feeling super emotional today? I'm gonna, everything else should be already. Hey, what are you doing? Should already be broken down, um, and be ready, basically bioavailable for the for the plants. All right. So the, these cats throwing me off. So everything that we've already put in here should already be ready for the plants to consume. No, this is not for you. He's trying to roll in the leaves. I'm trying to keep him out so that he don't try to mistake this for a litter box. But everything should be ready for the plants to use, broken down to some degree. So yeah, so we're gonna just go ahead and get these things planted and have us a joyous occasion. All right. So first, add this granular fertilizer. Make sure they have plenty of feed on for the next few months. Mix that in. You see how dark that is? Like I said, I haven't watered it since that day, and that's primarily because of the mulch. And that's where I think I went wrong last year. So look for this. Good enough. I got my shovel though, my little hand trowel, so I can dig. I hate getting my gloves wet because you get your hands wet, they'll dry a lot faster than your gloves do. So let me go get my shovel. All right, so with sweet potatoes, you want them to be about 12 inches apart, right? So get that out of there. And here, I feel like I can do 2, 4, 6, maybe eight slips in here. Not maybe. I'm gonna do 8 slips in here. All right. So, and what I did was I went and created for my slips. I did plugs like this so that I can maximize the amount of roots that I actually have. And this stuff is dry, and I watered. That's why. So either way, sweet potatoes are pretty durable, pretty resilient. All right. So they'll be able to. Man, I watered these things. Why was it so dry? Well, I know why. I thought it was holes on the bottom. There was no holes on the bottom. So I'm gonna take these sweet potatoes, and actually this is like 2 slips, right? So I'm gonna break this one off and let it become its own plant. Let it grow some more though. And I'm gonna plant this one as deep as that node right there, because it's already starting to establish roots out of that node. So I'm gonna take it that deep so I can actually backfill this a little bit more, because the plug was kind of not what I expected it to be. So I'm gonna just take this and put this back in here and just start this as a whole nother plant. These things have been hardened. These plants have been hardening off for the last, I don't know, week outside. So I'm confident that they are ready to come out here. This one doesn't look as dry, so hopefully, hopefully it doesn't have the same problem when I take it out the cup. Not really. It's still a little dry on top, but the bottom is holding together well. Throw that right in there, just like that, and backfill. And that's all we doing today, y'all. That's how we doing it today. Like I said, like that's about roughly a foot apart. I'm gonna do it roughly a foot here. And this soil is already looking better than it did last year. But I'm gonna definitely stay on top of it and making sure that it gets as moist, stays as moist as it needs to stay. It's not gonna trick me this time. Man, all these things are pretty dry. I just watered these yesterday. No, I didn't. I watered them the day before. But it did get up to 80, which is, pretty warm compared to, what we've been experiencing. All right, y'all. So, yeah, we're going to get these potatoes planted. We're going to have a little bit of fun getting them planted. Make sure the leaves are as far away from this hole as we can get them, because I don't want the leaves to get into the hole and start breaking down and, taking nitrogen. Even though potatoes really don't need a lot of nitrogen, they're probably better off with more potassium and phosphorus, but they still need nitrogen. They may not need it as much as other veggies, but they still need nitrogen. And I like these plugs that I did, because it allows the roots to get established a lot faster, a lot better when they're not in the ground. That way, by the time you actually put them in the ground, they already have like buku roots. Let me just take these leaves and throw them back, and just like this, and mulch. Put the mulch right back where it was. Right? And I know some people are saying, you're supposed to lay them down and stuff like that. You know what? I've heard that, and I've seen it work. But I've also seen people plant them just like this, and they're just fine. So I'm not gonna worry too much about that. But maybe I'll lay them down in the next few boxes, the next few games. Lean them at an angle. I don't know why they say lean them at an angle, but they said lean them at an angle. So on this side, gonna get some more fertilizer. All right, put all that in there. All right, we're gonna go right here, and then we're gonna go right here for the next two plantings. Make sure the holes are wide enough. Here. It's falling apart on me. It's all good. There we go. Put these leaves. I'm just put them right here now. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm putting them in the next container because I don't want them to. I don't want to accidentally pull up the slip when I go to put the leaves back. So. The leaves have been doing a really good job of keeping this container mulched and keeping the soil moist. And like I said, that alone is giving me a lot of confidence, because that's one less thing I got to worry about. You know, if I ain't got to worry about the moisture level of the soil, that if something's not going right, I can put my focus somewhere else. Right, that's one thing. Like I said, one less thing I got to worry about. Right here. Oh wait, no. Handful of granular. And now we'll put the whole. Okay, these leaves they wanna try to sabotage my plan here. We're not gonna let that happen. Ain't that right, Oreo? Are you coming to help, or you coming to just you the foreman? You just coming to observe? It look like you ain't here to do either. You're here just to get you some loving and move on. Yep, don't worry about if that happens. If you make plugs and that happens, don't worry about it. Sweet potatoes are pretty resilient. Like, they don't mind their roots being disturbed. They may have a little bit of dieback, a little bit of leaf drop or whatever, going, they suffer from a little bit of shock, but for the most part, they recover really well and really fast. And these things, I just did not intend for them to be this dry at this point. That was not part of the plan, and I did try to avoid that. All right, and that's it, y'all. We got, what, 8 sweet potatoes planted in these bins. Just making sure to leave them out and uncovered, especially for the smaller ones. And that's how we're doing this. Now it's just a matter of fact of watering everything in. Just watering everything in. I think we should be good to go. And I still got leaves over in this other container. And because I am expecting some really hot days ahead, I mean, we're in the desert. It's gonna get hot. We're gonna have our heat waves. Like, certain things are gonna happen, right? So because it is gonna be warm, because I know that these things will do a lot better if they're protected. I'm For the first, I don't know, maybe a couple days to a week, I'm probably gonna keep these covered with green fabric, with this garden fabric, so that the heat doesn't stress the plant and it allows them to grow. It worked for me last year. It worked for me the year before, especially as it starts to get hotter now. We're in a good spot where it's not so hot that um, it's like unbearable or like really dangerous. I just want to I want to get them off to a really good start before summer actually kicks in. I want them to be as rooted as they can be before these temperatures actually start to rise. Yeah. All right, y'all. So that's it for me for these purple sweet potato slips. This is how it's gonna look once I got everything planted. I'm gonna cover them with this green fabric so that they can, build their roots. They can focus on building the roots and not have to worry about too much heat. I don't know, my screen just blacked out. So they don't have to worry about too much heat from the sun and all that stuff. They can focus on root development. And I got like 4 per planter. Y'all saw me do this one already. This was the second one. I only put 6 in here. I mean, I got 8 per planter. Sorry, I only put 6 in here because I messed up on the spacing of the first few plants. So rather than trying to adjust, I just did 6, and then these 2 have 4 in there. So I keep saying 4, 8. So it's 8, 6, 8, 8. All right. So that's it, y'all. That's what we're doing for the sweet potatoes, for all the sweet potatoes. That's the purple ones. Then back there, I'm going to work on the orange or the Beauregard. And then those buckets back there are going to be my peppers again this year. So that's it, y'all. That's what we're doing for the potatoes. Um, that's our method of doing it. Nothing wrong with it. If you have a different method, please share it in the comments. Let us know what you guys do so that we can share information back and forth, and we're all just trying to be better gardeners, right? So in the comments, let us know what you guys do to plant your sweet potatoes. Do you do something similar, or do you do something completely different? All right, let us know. Either way, please let us know in the comments. All right, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And here's the video for you guys to watch to follow us on our gardening journey. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.